welcome back to part 3 of the Jensen Interceptor. If you didn't watch part 1 and 2, I'll leave a link in the description to both those videos. So if you did, you'll remember in the last video I removed the cover. I've also started to strip part of the frame down because the frame is quite rusty, especially the bows, and they need to be dealt with. I can't leave them on the car like this. So I've removed the first 2 bows. I've tried to remove the rear bow, but I'm struggling, but I still do want to remove it, so we'll have a go at that again later. I've also removed the wood tack strip that went at the back of the car. That was held on with some bolts, and the bolts are in quite a bad condition, so what I decided to do was cut off the wood in sections and just pull it away. The next job is to obviously clean up all this metalwork and make a new tack strip for the back. So I'm just going to wire wheel these off. Right, I'll explain where I'm at the minute. I have removed both of these centre bows. I couldn't remove the rear bow. I didn't actually want to potentially strip the screws or snap the screws. If I snapped the screws on this, it would have been an absolute nightmare because the screws obviously go in a certain position. I would have to drill the screws out, and that wouldn't have been a very nice job to do. So I had to do all the prep to this rear bow while it's on the car. The other 2 bows I managed to do mechanically off the car, made life much easier. I still need to prep the header bow yet, but before I prep the header bow, I'm going to fill all these holes that are in this bit of wood. It's peppered with holes, and if I don't fill them, potentially I could have some issues when I come to fix everything back together. Still need to finish off the wood part that has been started, but it's a lamination job which takes time, so that needs to get finished. Once everything is dried on that, I'll still need to shape it. Once I've shaped it, I'll take it off the car because it's still attached to the car, but I'll shape it on the car so it fits nice. I'll have to offer up the chrome trim that goes around the back as I'm going along, just to make sure it's the correct shape. The chrome pieces determine the shape of this wooden bit, the tack strip at the back. Once all that's done, I should be able to get on to doing all the patterning. So I'll get on, do the filling, do the painting, do the wood, and come back to you when all that's done. Right guys, we've hit a little bit of a problem, but I'll just talk you through what I've done so far. Finished painting off the frame, put the frame back up. I've fitted this, I've shaped the top of it, so now the actual chrome trim that goes around the back here fits quite nice. It just needs the top edge nipping off, just a small angle putting on, and that'll be fine. I'll do that off the car, I'm not going to leave it on the car for that. What I want to do with this bit of wood is I want to paint it black, just so it blends in a little bit with the rest of the rear. I don't want any potentially burnt wood showing. I'm going to attach the bows that have now been painted. I've removed the cable. If you remember me saying there was a cable that went inside a pocket inside the roof that creates tension from the rear window to the header bowl. Now both of those are snapped. I've removed this one. It's just held in almost like a bike cable, one of the brakes or gear cable, where it goes through a hole and then there's a bolt that goes into it and that locks it up in place. This one has come out. The screw is quite small, but this one came out alright. The screw was completely intact, but it is relatively small. You probably can't see how small that is, but it isn't very big. Only about 5mm long and probably something like an M full thread. And it's made of brass, I think. So relatively soft. Now the other side had no head on it, so it's been snapped off however many years ago. So I need to get that out. I can't leave it like that because I don't have any way of tensioning the cable if that's not there. So what I'll do is I'll remove this now and try and get that out. I want to get it out. If I've got to put a new thread in there, make it slightly bigger, and any kind of head on the bolt will do. It doesn't matter really, as long as it goes in there and tightens up. And it's in quite an awkward place. It's tucked in the corner of the frame against the body here, and back seat, or at least part of the back seat, some of the panels are kind of in the way to get a drill on it. So I'm going to have to start removing quite a lot of the back seat, and I'll give it a tidy. Once I've done all that, I'll hoover everything in the car, because even though I did protect the car quite a lot of the time, there is a lot of bits in there. It's just the way it is. So I'll hoover the car out, clean it all out, so I don't have to do it again later. Because I'm not making any more mess once I've drilled that out. That's it. That's all the mess done. Nothing else needs to be drilled out. I don't need to put any more holes in it. Don't need to sand anything down. So this is the offending screw just there. Now I would love to be able to get something on there like a pair of mole grips and just get that off. That's the frame now completely back together, all painted. I still need to paint the bit of wood at the back. I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to let that dry overnight, and tomorrow I will start to do the patterning. So if you want to see that, tune in 5 o'clock on Sunday. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.